Welcome back to Society Case Files. My name is Robert, and today I'm going to build the Talons of the Emperor, Valerian and Aleya. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And you might also consider becoming a member. It's like YouTube's version of Patreon. You'll get early access to videos and a bunch of other cool stuff, so definitely check it out. Otherwise, let's dive right in. So I decided to build these models for a lot of reasons, but the primary of them is the fact that they are the leaders for the boarding actions I want to build. I want a Custodes boarding action. It basically involves these two characters as the leaders, and then you get a whole bunch of Sisters of Silence acting as witch seekers and vigilators and all that stuff. So basically you need 30 of them and these two characters. So I picked these up and got started on them. Now I'm going to tell you that for the most part, these are very easy. However, there are two parts that really did kind of make me give pause, if you will. First, I'm just going to draw attention to the fact that Valerian, the larger of the two models, has this sort of laurel that hovers over her head. And it is effectively two pieces that were smaller than my fingertip that you have to get in there and line up and make sure that they are matching. And then the second part was on Aleya putting her sword on. So if you look at the model on the website, the arms sort of hold the sword and it's lined up so that it's basically at the proper angle. Mine is at a slightly different angle, so she's kind of holding her left hand a little lower. Basically, when you put that part on, you're matching up her fingers to the rest of her hand. And so that part and the laurels were a little difficult. Everything else, dirt simple. So in fact, when I first started this, I thought, wow, these instructions look so easy. I'm not even sure if people are going to need this to be filmed. And then I got to that and I was like, okay, you know what? Half this stuff was actually a little bit challenging. So anyway, I'm going to let the video roll now. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll talk to you again at the end. And there they are, the Talons of the Emperor. As you can see, as I said, her sword is at a little bit of an angle, whereas on the site and stuff, it is straight up and down. But I'm okay with it. I think it kind of looks cool. Looks like I got a little bit of cleanup to do on her arm there. I didn't even notice that until just now. I always love my reveals when I find out that I like missed things that I should have shaved off or whatever. It's actually kind of helpful, to be honest, even if it looks a little trashy. If you have a model you'd like to see, let me know and I will add it to the list. If you've got a question about these characters, let me know. I'll see what I can do. I thank you very much for stopping by today. I hope it helped, and I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Robert with Society Case Files, signing off.